This is Lincoln. Situated in the heart of Lincolnshire, it has a population of around 250,000 people and is home to one of the country's most popular landmarks. The first Lincoln Cathedral was completed in 1092, but was severely damaged due to fire. After several rebuilds, the cathedral held the record as the world's largest structure for over 200 years. The University of Lincoln gained university status in 1992 and currently teaches over 15,000 students. The main Brayford campus was opened in 1996 and boasts over 10 buildings, including the main administration building, the architecture building, the engine shed, whose doors open to a host of current music artists as well as acting as the university's student union, and the Great Central Warehouse Library, formerly a railway goods warehouse. We talked to John Handley of the Brayford Trust, a registered charity which aims to maintain, improve and enhance the Poole and its environment. We asked him about when the university was first opened and his thoughts on the matter.
Well, there's a very big debate about the university coming to Lincoln, and there were two main areas, which was Bracebridge Heath, which is to the south, which is a mental institution, which might be regarded as a reasonable place to put a university, and the old site here, which is a railway site. The people at Bracebridge Heath thought they'd missed out, but some of them were quite grateful because of the possibility of students on the rampage. So it kept the university into the town, brought it all nice and neat, and then businesses suddenly flourished.
Lincoln City Centre offers a generous amount of popular retail outlets and small independently run boutiques, as well as a wealthy amount of clubs and bars for a city of its size.
She said, if you come in tomorrow morning, I'll make sure there's one here waiting for you. Yeah, I think Lincoln University, it's a massive help for Lincoln itself. It brings a lot of money into the town, into the city, and yeah, I think it's a bonus that we've got a university in Lincoln. It helps when they come into town and spend money, so it keeps us all in a job and keeps us all going.
To cover as wide a spectrum as possible, we talked to 86-year-old Rose Callum, who has lived in Lincoln all her life and can remember the city as it was a long time before the university was built.
My earliest memory is walking up Cannock Road when all the Ruston and Robis people were coming home at dinner time. That's 12 o'clock. And there used to be, the street was absolutely covered with bikes right across the road, and they were all going the same direction. And Dad and I were walking towards them, and we was having to weave in and out, and Dad had to pick me up at one time and carry me. And that's my earliest memory. I do believe that the university is very good for Lincoln. It's been a positive thing for Lincoln. And it's brought us into the 20th century. We were a little bit behind before. It's brought a lot of people in because the students get visitors, you know, from home, and that brings a lot of people in. And also, it's good for the shops because they do all the shopping here. Although they did. At one time, they did the shopping at Morrison's, and they took the goods home to the college in the trolleys, and Morrison's were missing thousands of trolleys, and they were all at the university.
Professor David Slight was schooled in Lincoln and is now the Dean of Faculty at the university.
The university's major positive impacts have been, of course, financial for the city. It now accounts for a turnover of £230 million a year, which is about 16% of the GDP of the Greater Lincoln area. It employs over 1,000 staff, and it really has been a most astonishing boost for the local economy, an economy that really, before the university was founded, was struggling somewhat. I grew up here in Lincoln in the 1960s and 70s, and it was a very difficult environment in which to grow up because there was so little opportunity, there were so few major employers. And also, so many of my contemporaries, like I did, we got our education and we left. We left Lincoln completely.
Although there is a good vibe about the university, some people have their doubts and worries.
It has the potential to be a very good thing for Lincoln. I think the danger is that parts of the city are being changed specifically for students for the market, because it is a very lucrative market. I do think that the university is a very good thing. I think it's done a lot for the city, but I think we need to watch out and we need to be very careful and even-handed and make sure that we're not doing things for profit as opposed to what is right and what is best for the city of Lincoln.
The criticisms that have been levelled against particularly student behaviour have been, for example, in the West End, people having to live next door to houses of students where there have been rowdy late-night parties, for example, you know. And of course, that kind of thing goes on. It's a fantastic period in student life to go and party and enjoy that process. So consequently, those residents have you know, occasionally had to come to us and say, look, this is getting out of hand. It's very difficult living alongside this kind of behaviour night after night after night. So the university acted, and it put in train with the Students' Union a process of monitoring and then advice, and then going beyond that to actually taking people on one side and explaining to them why the impact of their lives was impacting on the lives of others in the community.
I can't see there are any negatives to the university being here at all. Some people would say the rubbish created, but the snag is because the university has a public openness, so in other words the public can come into the main admin building, to the restaurants there, can come round, all the areas are open. So when people say the students are causing this rubbish, I don't necessarily, I'm not defending the students, but I'm not saying that it's them, because the public are there and we get some rum characters around here anyway. So there are no negatives as far as I can see, there are only pluses.
Being born and brought up in this city, I also understand the feelings of the people in this city. I do talk to them, I've got extensive networks, and I will listen to the points that they're making. And as I say, I think fundamentally the people in this city and this region are immensely supportive of this university. We know from the evidence of how supportive people are. For example, in the media school, people are very willing and very welcoming in terms of opening up locations for filming, lending props instead of charging for hire. You know, really supportive. We've got major companies in the region that sponsor prizes for the graduation every year. So they really will support our academic work here at the University of Lincoln. The strategic plan for the university is that we would like to get into the top 50 within the next few years, to be a university of national reputation. And with that goes, if you like, the growth of the university's portfolio to include new programmes in the School of Engineering and other science and technology courses. But at the same time, we want to continue growing our national credibility in fields like media, journalism, performing arts, etc., so that the university offers a wide range and balance of programmes that a proper university should do.
Having talked to a substantial amount of people in and around Lincoln, it's clear to see that the effects of the university are mainly positive. To add to this, the university was one of the highest climbers in the Times Good University Guide in 2011, moving up over 20 places. This promises more students in the upcoming years, which can only add to the city's ever-growing reputation.